Hey guys, so welcome to week 6, day 3. We are going to be working on the digestive system today. So that's our primary focus, is looking at the digestive system of the frog. I'm almost ready here. This is kind of funny. I had to put the frog in the refrigerator and keep him nice and preserved, and had to keep that note on there so no one would eat him, because that would be kind of gross. Oh, I already know that I'm in trouble. I forgot to light the candle. I'd have to do that here at some point. Okay, we have gone over a lot of details about the frog yesterday. You guys did a really nice job with the dissection, the first piece of that. I'm hoping that you guys can see everything okay today. Okay, so we are going to, all right, I'm gonna try to leave the paper towel here, because if I don't, it's really hard to see everything because of the black background. So we're gonna try to work with this out here. All right, so I am going to place the frog in the tray, ventral side up, so belly up, belly up, right? Okay, and I'm going to use, I need my pins. I'm going to pin the frog in place, and I'm going to use dissection pins, and I'm going to pin his hands and feet in place. I'm going to go this way. Okay, this one. There's always an animal that something is like, doesn't want to, there we go. Okay. All right, if you notice, I'm trying to angle the pins away from the body so that there is lots of room for us to work here. Well, for me to work here. And that way it won't interfere with the dissection. Okay, I am going to use forceps or tweezers here, and I'm going to gently pull away at the skin here. Not pull it away, but like pull it up. And I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut the loose skin and separate it from the underlying muscles. I really want right there. That might not happen. Because I don't want to, I have to be careful of those underlying muscles. All right, so I got what I needed here. I'm just going to cut towards the center here so I can cut upwards. Okay. Okay. Cutting upwards there. I'm going to cut down here. Okay. And same thing, I'm going to cut this over. Kind of peel it away. Okay. And I'm actually just going to end up cutting this off because it's just going to be in the way anyways. And I want you to be able to look at it. So if I bring this up, you can actually see, so if we were to put this under a dissection microscope, you would be able to see all the different arteries and veins, all the different blood vessels here. And that is because, as we said yesterday, the frog, not only does it breathe using lungs, it also breathes through its skin. So super cool, gotta love that. Okay, I am actually just gonna cut this skin off here because it's just gonna get in the way, and we're going to expose these abdominal muscles. All right, so there we go. Oh, now I'm moving the camera. If you guys could only see the contraption I have set up, it's kind of funny, except I also have no idea what I'm recording right now because I have duct tape in the way. I'll take a picture at some point and let you guys see that. All right, so we're gonna look at the abdominal muscles here. Looks like we got like 8-pack going. This frog's in pristine shape. Okay, seriously, just kidding. Okay, so now I'm going to use this scalpel, and I actually want to cut through these muscles. So I need to be very, very, very careful here. And it's always like, ooh, the first cut's the deepest, like for real, for real. Okay, on my forceps. So I want to be very careful here. I do not want to nick or ruin, oh, there we go, perfect, any of the underlying organs, which I may have nicked something up there. I don't know. I don't know till we see. So I'm bringing this all the way down. And there gets a point up here in the pectoral girdle that I'm gonna have to use my scissors. Oh, maybe the scalpel's, this is a new one. It might be sharp enough. I'm actually cutting through bone right here. Yeah, the pectoral girdle, gotta cut through that bone. I'm gonna be gentle right now. I think I got a lot of that actually, which would be awesome. I just hope everything's all clear on here. Okay. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to switch over to my scissors now. I'm going to cut this muscle. All the way over here. As well as here. Kind of like filleting the frog open so we can see everything. Oh, nice. It's already looking so pretty. Guys, I love this. This is like so cool. I just remember learning so much, being like, oh, what's that? What's this? What's that do? Why is that important? How's that like comparing us? Which, as we go from the earthworm to the frog to the fetal pig, there are way more similarities. So not that we are very similar to the frog, but we are way more similar to the frog than the earthworm. Remember, the earthworm, first off, is an invertebrate. Guys, we got a backbone. You all know that. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to cut that up high a little bit, a little higher. Oh no, I didn't cut through enough bone. Alright, here we go, scissors, cutting right through that pectoral girdle. This is when I feel like a, oh, there we go. You guys ever seen on like Grey's Anatomy, if you've ever seen that, or any medical show, and you're like, oh, I want to be like a surgeon or something, and you look and you're like, oh my gosh, they do what? Whenever they're doing that surgery, a friend of mine had her hip replaced. She had like osteoporosis, which is like super crazy because she's 27, and she had some other medical issues. But anyways, she had her hip replaced at 27, and they told her, do not YouTube that. Guys, it is like crazy. It's so crazy what they do for a hip replacement. So if you have nothing else to do, I would certainly Google like what a hip replacement looks like, or any type of replacement like that. It is like crazy how they just like take hammers and they're literally like, they are not gentle. All right. So most of what we need for today is exposed. If you can tell here, so all of these exposed organs, they were all kind of held in place. So anytime you open up a specimen, you're like, you know certain things are going to be in certain places just because everything's kind of held in place with this stuff called mesentery. Mesentery is this really thin, transparent tissue, and it really just holds everything in place. Otherwise you'd have like a liver down here and stomach up here. Like it just, everything is compact, kind of keeps it all together. Okay, so yesterday we talked quickly, well, actually we spent some time talking about if this was going to be male or female. I am unsure just by looking at it quickly here. Oh man, okay. So if this were so a lot of you hypothesized that this was going to be a female, because remember, we could not find those vocal sacs. So we thought for sure that in the mouth, so we thought for sure it was definitely going to be male. Also, we weren't quite sure if these were for sure enlarged thumbs, which they may be. If this were a mature female, we would be seeing completely filled ovaries. Excuse me. That would be white sacs that are kind of swollen with these black and white eggs, and the frog would be filled with that. I am not seeing that right now, and trust me, you would definitely see that. So this, looking at it right here without looking at further inspection, it does look like a male frog because I don't see any ovaries. These things right here, they look like these long fingers, finger-like projections. These are called fat bodies, and these are helpful whenever the frogs are hibernating. If you did not know, frogs do hibernate, which is totally cool. All right, first thing, the first main organ that we see when we look in here is this reddish brown one here. There are 3 lobes, 1, 2, 3 to this. This here is the liver. We have 4 lobes in our liver. Now, the liver is part of the digestive system. However, it's not a primary digestive organ, meaning food does not go through it. So food does not go through the liver here. The liver is going to secrete bile. Bile is going to help with digestion. For us, same concept. We are going to poke around a little bit. So then underneath one of these lobes, we are going to be looking for a gallbladder. Aha, I see it. The gallbladder is greenish. It kind of looks like a little booger, to be honest. And the gallbladder is going to store the bile. So the liver makes it, the gallbladder stores it. So I just saw it. It is indeed, okay, we will eventually remove this. Oh, that was not the plan just yet though. So I'm holding it up right there. You might be able to see. Shoot, I can't even tell where you guys can see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right there, looks like a little balloon. That is the gallbladder. Okay. Moving right along here. Let's see if we can see the bile duct. So the bile duct is, it is here. It's underneath the liver here, and that's where the bile, so the liver makes the bile, and it is going to travel through the bile duct, which is kind of like a blood vessel. And it's going to, that's how the bile is going to get to the gallbladder, where it's going to be stored. It's going to be stored in the gallbladder until the stomach needs it. So the stomach will need it once digestion is occurring. All right, so the liver is large. It has 3 lobes, and the gallbladder is small and green and looks like a booger. All right, now I'm going to try to remove these. Carefully remove the liver. Without trying to nick some of this other stuff that's up here, because it's all really important stuff that's up here. I am actually very impressed with the coloring of the inside of this frog. Right before quarantine, I went to school and got some of these preserved specimens. And I have no idea, if these were more newer specimens or if they're older. But the coloring is actually way better than I had anticipated. Okay, so I just cut the bile duct. And I'm also cutting some of this mesentery. If you were just looking at my head, I apologize. Okay. Be careful because I'm up by the heart as well. We'll talk about the heart tomorrow. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this back up here so you guys can see it a little bit closer. So here's our here's our liver, the 3 lobes, and underneath here, I'll flip it around so you can see, there is that sac, the green sac, that is the gallbladder. Okay, I'll show you some pictures too. All right, so I'm gonna move that off to the side. Okay, the stomach is the next larger thing that I'm going to notice. The stomach, it kind of has this like backward C shape here. This one has some pink coloring up anteriorly, which is kind of cool. The lower constricted part, so down here, it starts getting constricted here, meaning like it's getting tighter. This lower part is called the pylorus. In our stomach, we have a pyloric sphincter, so it's gonna like it's gonna close up and not allow things to go back from the small intestine into the stomach. It'll like, once it goes through, it's kind of like a valve. It's through. So this is the pylorus, the last part of the stomach, and then it goes into the small intestine. So the small intestine is currently coiled up. It's all under here, like this right here, not these yellow things, but this all here, that is all small intestine. And it's currently held together by that mesentery, that really thin tissue. I'm going to cut it apart, not just yet, so we'll be able to measure the length of the small intestine tomorrow. Okay, in the very first loop of the small intestine, kind of near the stomach, is the pancreas. So in the very first loop, I'm looking for this pancreas, which is usually, it's like right here. Oh my goodness, let's see, so this is mesentery. Pancreas is always really hard for me to determine if I have found it or not. The other thing is the pancreas is like small and kind of whitish. Is this mesentery? Yeah. Okay, it's kind of small and whitish, and sometimes because the preservatives like start to break things down. So I might not find it just yet. But the pancreas is kind of like the liver and the gallbladder in that it is part of the digestive system, but it's a secondary organ. So food is not going to travel through the pancreas, but the pancreas, oh, I see it. The pancreas is going to secrete digestive enzymes that aid in digestion. In us, the pancreas is going to secrete insulin, which is going to break down sugar. So that is very important. Okay, so I'm going to pull some of this out here so you can see this. I might end up having to cut some of this out. Okay, so the pancreas, it is right here. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some cutting here. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, the pancreas, it's like super fragile. I've already ripped part of it. It's right along, and it's right here. It's right here. This one is actually really dark. So there's the pancreas. I can't tell if you can see that or not. I will show you some pictures of pancreas. Oh. Just kidding. What the heck? Oh, yeah. This one is, no, I could be wrong. Oh, that's a backbone. Nope, that's kidney. Sorry, I apologize, guys. Okay, pancreas. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's right here. Right here is the pancreas, okay? It's whitish, pinkish. This is the pancreas. It's right along this, the curve here. All right, that is pancreas. All right, there is a little brown bean-like thing. It's underneath the stomach here. It's attached in the small intestine area with the mesentery. This here, the small beanish thing, this is the spleen. The spleen is not part of the digestive system. It's actually part of the circulatory system, and it's going to store, make, and destroy blood cells. All right, so if we were to follow this small intestine all the way down, we would get to the large intestine. So here is the very beginning of the large intestine, right here, okay? Large intestine, even though they call it large, it's large in width. It's not large in length, okay? So the large intestine, it's kind of like a large bag-like organ. and it's right immediately after the small intestine, just like you saw. And it's going to store undigested food, aka poop, guys. That's all poop inside there. The last organ of the digestive system, which is coming on down right here at the tail end of the large intestine, is the cloaca. The cloaca, it's a sac-like organ. It's the end of the large intestine. Undigested food is going to leave the frog's body through an opening called the anus. Before it gets to the anus, though, it's in this kind of like holding area called the cloaca. The cloaca, super cool here. Frogs have one, a lot of reptiles have them, and birds have them. It's the only exit point for the entire animal. So that means feces, urine, reproductive cells, they're all going to leave through the cloaca and then out the anus, which is the actual hole. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do this. So I'm gonna carefully pull the digestive system from the body, and I'm going to cut the stomach as close up to the throat as possible. So I'm all the way up here. So I wanna essentially remove the digestive system, like from the stomach down. I hope I'm not like nicking anything here. Okay, so the stomach is definitely muscular. It's whole. I should be using my scalpel at this point. Okay. Let's see if I can pull that bad boy out. Okay. So, I'm going to pull the stomach out. The stomach is attached to the small intestine. I'm going to try to pull out the small intestine. And I'm also going to cut down at the bottom, or at the base of the large intestine here, right near the cloaca. So I will eventually like pull all the small intestine apart, so we can measure it. I might not do that on camera though, because that might take some time. And the spleen is in there. Okay,